Well, we've got a mishmash of stuff, that's for sure, from about the last 3 weeks in my garden. Hope you enjoy it. Well, the melon bed is looking sad all of a sudden. Well, I found the culprit of what's making these go down, and that is the spotted cucumber beetle. So they're not going to live. We're going to just pull them out. Well, that sure looks a little different. Will the Flying Gardener sent me Greek Gigantes from the UK, and I grew them, and some of them are ready, so I need to get those harvested and see what's happening. Here's the final melons that came out of that bed. Kajari on the left, never came to anything. Kaho in the middle and Sugar Baby on the right were delicious. I'm gonna get those beans shelled. Well, I planted 8 white beans, and this is what I'm harvesting. Got in contact with Will, and he said he also had scarlet runners in the garden, so we've got a cross. All the better. The hummingbirds loved both of them. So we've come to a tough decision, but we are going to take out this Resistimate pocketbook. Number one, the flavor of these is not that special. And they're causing a fruit fly issue, quite frankly, in the house, because they don't all ripen uniformly. Each of these little different sections will ripen at different times, and some of them will get to the state of almost rotten before you've got ones that are still very unripe ready. So the decision is, out it comes. We can use the space for something else and give more light to the tomato next door. Well, that looks very different, but there's now more airflow and more space, and we've gotten rid of a not that tasty tomato and concentrate on other things for the fall. Well, that was unfavorable. I really liked that pot. Well, my friend Allie at My Rusty Garden in Canada says if it ain't tasty, it's wasty. So made the decision to pull out the radicchio because it is definitely not tasty, and some of it's actually getting weird. Well, the celery seeds are ready. Never done these before. Pretty easy. I tried to just pull the heads off and put them in the bag, but what I found was it was just easier to take them off by rubbing them into my little net bag, and boy, I couldn't believe it. There are thousands of those little celery seeds from just one celery plant. Amazing. Look at this little gentian plant. It has incredible color, very blue. I'm not sure that's showing up on the video or not. And there are more blooms coming. It's probably been going for 6 weeks now. This is an amazing perennial. I am so glad I added this to the garden. I think I'll add more. 6 little red swan bean plants, and check out this harvest. And I've already harvested previously. These are great. Just wish they stayed this color when you cooked them. I've been very pleased with this heading lettuce called Summertime. We've enjoyed pulling the outer leaves and having them in BLTs, but I'm going to go ahead and just take the whole head with this crazy heat wave this week, it will try to bolt. This Dr. White cheese is such an interesting plant, and the fruit is very interesting too, because when it comes ready very, very quickly for a large beefsteak tomato, and I need to take both of these. Well, ever since we harvested those butterscotch butternuts, the plant just keeps getting worse and worse. It threw up a few male flowers, but no female flowers. So we are just going to take it out, because even if it set some fruit now, we'd have a hard time getting it ripe. We're past that window. This is starting to look a little tatty, which, you know, that happens this time of year. So I'm going to get that out of there, and then I think I'm going to put a pot of some sort in there, just for some color to finish out the fall. Well, to do that, I went to the big box store, and it was all about mums, but I found one that wasn't all the way blown, some coral bells and some pansies, and I'm going to put together something in this pot that I've had hanging around, and then we'll put it out. There it is, just as soon as this crazy heat wave ends, because I can't put it in full sun right now or those mum will just blow. Okay, Linda, here's the final measurement of the tallest sunflower. It is 10 feet 11 inches. Well, it is now time to really trim down the tomatoes, figure out what's actually left on the plants, get them netted from those dang squirrels, and get them ripened up with this heat wave that's about to hit. As I was doing this, I found a few treats to bring inside and eat. Next morning, while I was watering, I found 6 very good size black swallowtail caterpillars. I've been kind of watching their journey. We had them in the spring. They were happy on the carrots at that point, but they're favoring the fennel right now. I also have a couple over on a patch of parsley as well. These guys bring me such joy, and the butterflies that they produce are so beautiful, and they don't eat that much in the garden. This is the atomic fusion. I've cut away a lot of foliage. I can now see the fruit, and some of it is a little bit soft, but most of it is still quite firm, but the color has definitely changed. I found some that beyond what the squirrels got that were outright, overripe and mushy. I'm going to just take the whole plant out. It's almost acting like a determinant, and I'll just deal with them somehow in a group. Well, there's the harvest, and I still don't know what they taste like. We've tried to taste them early and no luck with getting a good idea of the flavor. And I am getting rid of all of those, because anything that has a split or is mushy, I just can't have the chance of taking fruit flies into the house again. So it's out of here. Leaving the cage because it's supporting these Dr. White Cheese Yellow. that we just love. And I'll get that more cleaned up, and the Santiam Sunrise as well. Here's a view from the other side with that atomic fusion out. I got to get some more off of the Santiam Sunrise, and I'm going to definitely harvest those orange Dr. Wychees and get the others bagged up. And this is why I don't have a love relationship with squirrels. That's a Dr. Wychees, a nice one. Okay, we've been working down here at this end of the bed and got the Lucid Gem and the Tim's Taste of Paradise more trimmed back. The squirrels have kind of left those Lucid Gems alone, so fingers crossed. Well, it looks like Tim needs a picking too. They're all buried in there, but there's a few. Well, it looks like I've got quite a few Britain's breakfast ready to harvest, so that's what I'm going to do. Pretty darn good harvest for September 19th. Santiam Sunrise, Tim's Taste of Paradise. In the center are the Britain's breakfast, a couple of Dr. Wychees Yellow, a Castelluto Genovese, and Lucid Gems. I'm finding now that I need to take the little tops with the Tim's Taste of Paradise, because with this crazy weather switch, they split just as soon as you pick them. So that's working. So if you're looking to do your small cherries, that's an option. Well, we have 10 days of really decent weather still to come. So I am going to get the powdery mildew leaves off of this Cocoselle zucchini and see if we can't get another harvest. There she is, all cleaned up. Male flowers only, hoping she'll throw up some females and a fruit. This is the pepper that was supposed to be a Corona de Toro, and it ended up being a mildly hot pepper of some sort, not a Corona de Toro. But we've got 2 of them ready on here. Yeah, they're still good. And I've got 4, 5, 6, 7 still coming. Hopefully with this hot weather we're having, they'll all form. This is the Jimmy Nardello. We love this pepper. And this is really the only one that's needing to get picked right now. The rest of these can go a couple of days longer. This is the habanada. And I am gonna go ahead. So this is the only one that's kind of looks like a habanero, so I'm gonna approach that one with caution. But those are quite gorgeous, and we'll see how they taste. I wasn't too impressed the first time, but I hadn't let them get all the way orange. Thank you, Nanu and Grinch at plot number 9. These are lovely peppers. There's 8 of them here, and I count another 21 still to come. That was a real mashup of stuff, and I hope you enjoyed it. And thanks for sticking around to the end. Leave me a comment. I'm really interested in knowing what's going on in your garden right now. What's still growing? What are you excited about as we come into the fall? Remember, sometimes the only thing we harvest is knowledge, and that's okay. Bye for now. We'll see you on the next one.